I normally pride myself on being able to like turn it on and get on stage no matter what's going on in my life. I'm not sure I can turn it on tonight, but I'm gonna do my best.
Alright.
Alright?
Alright.
So, God hates fags. God hates blacks. God hates Republicans, and God hates Democrats. God hates Muslims, and God hates Jews. Basically, if you ain't Christian and white, well, God hates you too. Yeah. Luckily for you, God's love can be purchased in installments, but don't consider it a payment, consider it a monthly investment on your soul. I mean, somebody gotta pay for all these streets paved with gold. Somebody gotta pay for these fancy robes and adornments, these fancy clothes and ornaments, these stained glass windows, cathedral ceilings with the pretty paintings all over it. Yes, my friend, God is gonna need all of that. I mean, ask yourself, do you really want your God wearing a suit off the rack? Do you really want to struggle to pay his bills and put gas in his tank? Forget the fact that Jesus rode to Jerusalem on the back of an ass, because God 2.0, he gonna need an S-Class. And his churches are a circus, complete with plasmas and white smoke. Because what God hates most of all, y'all, is being broke. So when the Red Sea once parted, it's now the flea market. Don't get it twisted, saving souls is big business, complete with overseas accounts, complete with secrets we can't let out. You can always get one of God's special books in the lobby, but you probably gonna need more than just the Bible if you plan on worshiping properly. You can definitely get one of God's DVDs. Come from the Free Prayer Walk in Manor. It's only $19.99. You can afford that, can't you? Now, I haven't read my Bible in a while, perhaps I'm a bit rusty on my lessons, but I beg you to remember a verse saying it's easier to pass a camel through the head of a needle than it is for a rich man to get into heaven. Now, see Creflo Dollar. See T.D. Jakes. See your local megachurch pastor and how much money he makes. Hand over fist complete with tax breaks. If the person suffers, fuck him. Let him eat cake. Tell him salvation ain't free. You gotta pay to see his face. They have made God a pimp, a Ponzi scheme. Cash rules everything around me. Me, man, not God. God created an infinite universe for free. The same universe that was here before we got here and will be here after we leave. Everything that we hear, everything that we see. Paid for in full, no extra fees. The God I serve is rich beyond measure. Set up shop wherever you like. The rent is free forever. So when I was young, my uncle would pick me up in his green Cadillac. Had the sunroof top. Normally I would do a sex poem, but I'm just not in the mood for that. When I was young, my uncle would pick me up in his green Cadillac. It had the sunroof top. Diamonds in the back. Periodically, we would pull over. Beautiful women would walk from the corner, stick their head in the window, drop money in my lap. My uncle would pat me on my back and tell me to count it. Yes. We would repeat this procedure numerous times throughout the course of the night. At the end of the journey, if the count was right, he would buy me ice cream, give me $5 and some free advice. Never run for buses or for women. There will always be another one in 15 minutes. He would give me ice cream, $5 and some free advice. Never run for buses or for women. There will always be another one in 15 minutes. Now it's probably not the best thing to tell a young man just starting out, because I have been late for work and for love more times than I can count. And truth be told, I ain't never been pressed to keep a woman in my bed, because in the back of my head always rings from what Uncle said. Never run, never work, never give your heart, never get hurt. Never say I love you unless she says it first, and even then, pause for it back. Glance over to the left. Make her wonder if you just saying it for the sake of repeating it. That way if the shit hits the fan, you can always say you didn't hear it.
That's mean.
And don't trip if she talking about her ex-boyfriend. She's giving you a blueprint on how to pretend you better than him. It's all a game, nephew. And if you listen to what I'm saying, ain't nobody else gonna be able to play it back than you. Keep her at arm's length. Only give her enough attention to pique her interest. Make sure she pays her position. And if you stay true to this, you can treat her like shit. She'll be happy with whatever time she gets. You can be in the strip club, grinding up on some whore, text her 2 in the morning, I bet she cracked that door. Keep her at arm's length. Only give her enough attention to pique your interest. Make sure she lays her position. And if you stay the morning, I bet she cracked that door. Then you wax that floor. You give it a good bumping and bounce like it ain't nothing. Leave her lying in a pool of her own sweat and regrets. Then you on to the next. Now what he didn't tell me is what it would feel like to be 30 plus and be void of a good woman's touch. Didn't tell me how there was a difference between a good time and a good woman, and how sometimes men, they get the two things mixed up. Didn't tell me that a good woman only comes around once. And if you find her, you better run, like Carl Lewis. Better work to keep her or die inside. Realize you were a man underneath her. Didn't tell me that at some point, that would be the last bus of the night. And at some point, that would be the greatest woman you'll ever meet in your life. And that you would be worthy of the sacrifice. You would be worthy of your secrets and whatever games you play with other women along the way that's preventing you from meeting her. Didn't tell me what it would feel like to die alone. These are all lessons I had to learn on my own. Thank God I learned them before she came along. How miserable would I have been had I not been prepared when she walked into my life? I promised her two things. One, to love her. And two, to give my nephews better advice.